size of this thing, man. Qué grande, ¿no?
Largo, sí.
Qué
Son
largo.
9 kilómetros.
9.
Oh, yes.
Loco.
Estamos por dentro de la montaña, estamos pasando toda la montaña.
Hi, Solly. Hi. Hi. So, you're getting slowly further.
Looks kind of spooked. Oh.
Oh.
Your exit. My dog.
That's all. Medellín is a city that is made up of loads of different barrios that all have a distinct feel. They could all be their own towns and cities in their own rights, okay? From the redemption story of Comuna 13 to the bustling, condensed streets of Sabaneta on the outskirts. We're going to travel around a bunch of different ones today, including the barrio named after Pablo Escobar, and also including the city centre too. We're going to go to Comuna 13 today, it's called. It's like a barrio in the northwest.
It used to be really dangerous, is that the whole thing?
Yeah, so especially historically, right, because the cartels and stuff like that. So it was a very dangerous place where they used to fight over territory. The guerrillas as well, right? So like those kind of like mad communist people that like Escobar used to fight with. They used to have a big presence in Comuna 13, but in like the 2000s, early 2000s, they invested a lot of money in there. There's like loads of street art, cable cars, like infrastructure now. So it's apparently transformed a lot. It's quite famous. A lot of museums and stuff like that. Those guys today, bro. So we've just come over like 2 mountains on a cable car, but people are just using it to get to and from work. So bandeja paisa is like the classic Medellín dish. Paisa is the name of the people. Una paisa or un paisa. And then this is it. All sorts chorizo. What's that?
Chicharrón.
Is that chicharrón? And then we got the frijoles, the beans. Yeah, chorizo.
Oh,
Is that?
did you already say that? That's like beef, I think. Beef mince.
Oh fuck! Comuna 13, the place that used to be scary, but it's fine now. Well, it still seems pretty crazy, but. Lucky, ¿cómo estás, Lucky? ¿Cómo estás? Oh. They've opened. Great view of Medellín up here, though. We've done a fair bit of climbing, man.
Yeah, going up and down now.
Fair bit of climbing. Getting soaked. Got another football top, couldn't help it. Now we're going to retreat, probably. Yeah.
Horrible.
Doesn't really do much either. We're stuck. So what's this? The peel is in. Now but it's going everywhere. Oi. Yeah, Comuna 13 is basically this barrio now in the northwest of Medellín, this transformed barrio that was notorious in the 1980s and 1990s. Fighting was between people like left-wing guerrilla groups like FARC, who I believe are still somewhat operational now, I'm not sure, someone can let me know about that, and other kind of paramilitary groups. They fought with like drug gangs, narcos for territory, and the Colombian state also ended up getting involved in 2002 to try and remove the guerrilla groups. Although I guess they did successfully remove certain paramilitary people from the area, it came at a lot of like human suffering and local suffering for the people that lived there, which, you know, still leaves a mark today. So this kind of state intervention, of course, it didn't become immediately safe, but violence kind of dropped, and then they began to invest in things like schools and libraries and stuff like that, better policing, metro links, metro cable links. And now, you know, today it's far safer than it was during that period, with a lot of tourism, like great public transport, cultural projects, street art, museums, all these kind of things. Important to mention though as well that it's not, you know, some perfect utopia now. It's a very like fun place to visit, still like very beautiful, great street art, but of course there are still criminal groups. Okay, we like got the metro cable up the top of the hill, and a local was telling us on the metro that, you know, in this specific stop there's still a lot of crime. Of course they didn't completely eliminate that. Of course, you know, they've got the very nice section with loads of street art, loads of street vendors who are all doing very well, you know, like bars who are selling to tourists. And you know, I hope a lot of people, local people, are making a living through doing that. But once you move a little bit away from the street art and this kind of gentrified bit, you know, there are still a lot of people living with very basic conditions, living with a lot less money, and there's still a lot of inequality. So yeah, it's not been some perfect solution, but it has improved life in the area. But I look at Comuna 13 as like a sign of kind of like urban resilience in the face of, you know, the violence that took place in those decades. Also not a story that's completely finished. I'd recommend going, you know, buying something from the street vendors there, and like enjoying the atmosphere as well. Look at this pad. So we're up in like the Andean like cloud forest, I believe. So here we are, the usual afternoon thunderstorm. But we're going to go a little walk, aren't we?
Yes!
We're going to go a little walk because Envigado, because it's built on these hills, there's loads of miradors, loads of viewpoints, so...
And loads of trees to get struck by lightning.
So, Medellín, city of eternal spring. Well, it's because there's so much growth, isn't there? Because there's rain and shine every day. No?
Yeah.
Because we're technically not even the rainy season at the minute. I think we're just out the other end of it, and we get a good bit of downpour every day. But I think that's why there's just such diverse plants and greenery everywhere, right?
It's like a storm. It's weird.
Stay to this, man. You hear that thunder, I'd imagine? How you doing? So that's right, the bottom of the Buru Valley, and we're getting to the top of it. And up in this forest there's a very famous river, famous waterfalls you can swim in. I'm probably going to visit tomorrow. You can do a hike and swim in the waterfalls. Alright, that's kind of the north side of the city.
We're right in South End. Oh, look at this. Eternal spring, brother. See that, look. Unreal. Such a weird sensation when it's still so warm, isn't it? Yeah. Eternal spring doesn't mean constant sunshine, is that what you thought?
Yeah.
Look at this day that, man. Holy shit. Some insane thunder going on there, man.
Lasts forever as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. What the fuck? Not seen a lightning flash in a little while, have you? Another bout.
Shoo bop, 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 shoo bop.
See that fucking probably $2 million house, and then you have like the working class areas down here. Farmers and stuff as well, it's a real mix of people.
It's hard to know what they're actually at. Oh my god, this is worse than what else.
I think we can just go straight under, yeah. So not here. So here's this big 20th century building, I think. Pretty cool. Maternity dad.
The baby looks
So like
a
motherhood. Yeah, you can see up there Botero's name in the art gallery. I thought that's who did these art, but it says something different, I think, so I'm not sure.
safely video from up here.
Jesus. Pandemonium here.
It's horrible down there.
Yeah, feels pretty crazy, dodgy, nutty.
Just also annoying walking around. You can't fucking move. That's nice, church.
Luncheon, I think, yep.
It's rice and pig and some lentils, I think, maybe. Or is it peas?
I think it's, I thought it was lentils. Yeah. You see the wee screen? So just down this big fuck off hill from Envigado and clambering up now is a place called Sabaneta, which is, I think, statistically the most densely populated area in the whole of Colombia. Only about 15 kilometers in like radius. Loads of like very nice high-rise apartments, and then just a very populated city centre. Just working out where to go here so don't end up in someone's mansion. Similar to where we're staying. Once you climb a little bit, a few kilometers uphill, you find like much more luxurious areas, less cramped together housing and kind of luxury like what we've got here. I believe Sabaneta was a rural area in the 16th and 17th centuries where they grew a lot of crops. It slowly began to develop in the 20th and 21st century, and in the 20th century, in 1968, they were declared independent and had their own municipality, so their own area that they kind of govern over, that was still often viewed as like a suburb of Medellín. Very nice area, very local, everyone speaking Spanish, people were saying hello to me. When I wandered around, I had a feeling of safety, didn't feel insecure at all. They're setting up for all their mental like Christmas markets down there with the brilliant metro system they have in Medellín. Really recommend a trip out there. Very, very cheap. You can get a buñuelo, which is like a huge kind of doughy ball with like cheese and potato. The buñuelo cost about 15 pence in British equivalent, maybe about 25 cents. So ridiculously cheap. And here's some of the luxury I'm talking about. Lovely big courtyards, huge houses with a view right over this kind of southern valley of Medellín. I mean, look at that, unbelievable. So we're right in the southern valley here. You can see all of those high-rise buildings right over there. That's kind of all Sabaneta in this really condensed area. We see some like gated community down there. Big mansion thing behind me with a decking there. Must be about 3 floors. Hey doggy. Don't like seeing dogs out in the wild here, just because it's very secluded, and in secluded areas dogs tend to be a bit more defensive, so don't want to have to put a little fucking overweight jackrass on the head. Almost decked it there. Mental sounding dog in a very pathetic fence. Fuck that. Oh, I'm gonna have to just come all the way back up this. But 2 streets parallel because this is all private. Fuck. So I just basically walked up this, and I'm walking back down it one. Buenas, ¿cómo estás? Bien? Very friendly people as they watch me almost fall down this hill here. I'm gonna do this shit again. Sol! Sol! She comes. Here she comes. You take a little while to get up, don't you? Hi, Solly. What is it? Oh, you're so sweet. Look at this beautiful dog. She always comes in. I stopped filming there just to make sure I could survive the hills. Gotta be one of the most friendly countries in the world, honestly. All Colombians are so friendly, so smiley. Always helping you out. Someone asked if I was lost when I was climbing up down some big hill. Obviously there are still some maniacs, right? Like there is everywhere. A guy like in a full like squat position, like a really good form actually, drinking a can, just staring at me. So he seemed a little crazy, but and then as one person after walking around for about 2 hours. So I think if I walked around my old neighbourhood in Glasgow for 2 hours, you know, the amount of mental cunts probably be in the triple figures. So pretty good statistics.
Buñuelo.
Buñuelo?
Buñuelo.
Is that what they're called?
I think so.
Traditionally also they're like fried with cheese. They're frying them on the spot. 25p each.
Oh, so they're like doughy.
Oh, they're sweet. It makes sense with the chocolate.
Cool.
Yeah. What's that one? 50p. 50p. Roundabout.
Yep.
No idea what that says.
Empanadas y nuts.
Very good. You get all the sauces in that as well, man. So we're in El Poblado. It's like the kind of Bohemian district, like the Barranco of Medellín apparently. Those look pretty nice.
Yeah, we drove through it last night and it looks really nice.
Very pretty, quaint. Nice little area yeah, here, more football pucks purchased. Some crazy thunder and lightning here. Decides to go again.
Just the view of the hill tonight.
Oh yeah. Little shakedown going there.
Yeah, so we're going to go to Comuna 13 or go to different places in Medellín, but public transport is just a much better option, isn't it?
Yeah, yesterday we got the metro into Poblado, but then we were like, we'll just get a taxi back because it was raining and stuff. And it took like probably an hour in the taxi, and it would have taken like way less time to walk both sides and get that metro.
Basically, the metro system, it has trams, buses, cable cars. It's like very, very modern for somewhere in Europe, but especially for this part of the world. Traffic's really congested, isn't it?
It was insane, and it was like 4 o'clock, so it's not even, you wouldn't even think it would be rush hour.
All these little tiny thin streets, I guess, make it worse as well. Like, so if there's congestion in little thin streets, it's a pain in the arse. But the metro system's very modern here. It's just a much better thing to do, isn't it? Whereas
cheaper
in like,
as well.
yeah, whereas in like Lima and stuff, it's obviously cheap, but like Lima, the metro system's quite basic, and then the buses kind of get stuck in traffic anyway. The metro system's really good, so yeah, we're going to use that today. And you basically buy the same ticket that gets you on the cable car, the trams, the buses. It's all like interconnected. Unlike fucking Glasgow, that actually makes Glasgow look like a third world city, man, when it comes to the public transport, which is quite funny. This is better than Glasgow.
Well, way better than Glasgow.
Barrio Escobar, Barrio Pablo Escobar in Medellín, Colombia. A place with a very kind of serious, controversial, traumatic history, not just somewhere that we're going to wander around and eat food in. Okay, so this barrio has its origins in the 1980s, the early 1980s, when Pablo Escobar began to build housing in this area up on the hills in Medellín. The slogan was Medellín sin tugurios, which is like the word in Spanish for slums. Pablo Escobar basically started building these areas to house families who were living in like poverty, many who were displaced and living near the city dump, which was on this big hill. And if you see it now, it's completely transformed. Basically, the reason it's so complicated and controversial is because during this period, the state had kind of abandoned people, these kind of communities who were living in poverty. They've been abandoned, okay? There was no housing, no services, no infrastructure, no protection, a lot of crime. And this is kind of a way that Escobar gained loyalty amongst these communities, okay? He filled this vacuum that the state left. He basically provided homes, roads, electricity, dignity for people, even though the money came from organized crime, and he did a lot of terrible things. And that's where the kind of complexity lies, because Escobar, of course, did these horrible things, right? He killed a politician, he murdered loads of people, he blew up a plane, killed loads of innocents, he set off bombs in Bogota and stuff like this, and this caused, innocent deaths as well. So of course, if you or your extended family were involved in any of these and they were injured or God forbid, killed, of course you're going to despise Escobar. But if you're someone who the state forgot and you lived in these very working class communities and Escobar gave you a home, gave you a life, and you weren't impacted by his other evil acts, then, it's at least logical why some of them might sort of have some kind of respect for him, even if they still accept he's a bad person. And that's where this is where the juxtaposition is, okay? But I'm Scottish, this isn't for me to decide. It's a very interesting, unique, complicated history, and yeah, it's for the Medellín, for the Paisan people, for the Colombian people to give their thoughts on that rather than me. The Barrio Pablo Escobar, as it was being built in the 1980s, was seen as an illegal settlement because Escobar did not gain permission or permits to build in this area, okay? So this man who's committed a lot of brutal crimes is helping these people survive, but he's also doing it by illegal means, not just from the money, but also from, the legality of the stuff being structured. It still endures, there's no alternative. The people live here, there's growth in the community. What started as a few hundred houses became a long-term neighbourhood. Our guide yesterday told us that like 8,000 people live there, okay? Felt very nice, very safe, very warm people as well, so it's become a proper community. Something else people who, tend to still respect and like Escobar They often bring up that, you know, the violence only got worse after he died. Okay, again, this is another very controversial point. I think you can sort of see it through the lens of people who have been given a house and a life by him, but basically, you know, they see the Cali cartel and, you know, the Los Pepes, the communists, continuing to cause great violence around Medellín after Pablo's death. You know, it's the same kind of thing I spoke about in the football video where, you know, the most infamous kind of footballing death happened after Escobar's death, when Andres Escobar, no relation, died after scoring an own goal at the World Cup in '94. So there's just kind of still continuous violence, and I think a lot of people try and point to that as a way to kind of almost show that it wasn't Pablo's fault. Again, very controversial considering he did blow up planes and do all kinds of other, you know, horrible crimes. But again, that's part of the complexity. Basically, this recognition for this barrio as being like a legitimate settlement was only given in 2012, so very long after Pablo's death and very long after it was constructed. It was decided that it was a legalized barrio, okay, decades after residents had lived there, had kids there, brought up families there, okay. For these older residents, you know, Escobar represents kind of help during this desperation. You know, I think a lot of them, you know, they don't call him a hero, but they don't act like, you know, they despise him like a lot of other people do. So yeah, it's a difficult thing to wrap your head around. Of course, there's still crime here. It's not like some perfect place, but, you know, it is a very nice place, nice housing, restaurants, bars, museums, barbershops. You know, it's a thriving little community, and it felt very nice walking around there. Again, it's not for me to say, but I'm more trying to give across the explanation here rather than any kind of defense for Escobar. Of course, I'm not trying to defend this man.